Hey there everybody, it's Matt with Max Video, and today we are doing the seasonal anime roundup for the spring 2017 anime season. Uh, it's a lot of them. And, well, that's just understood that there's about 100 anime that come out each season anyway. So, but we're going to be talking about the ones that Funimation did their dubbing of. Sorry, my eye just fogged over there. um, we got a good bit to go through, so this is gonna be a longer video. I will be leaving a list of the animes in the description. If I'm good and studious, I might take the time to put timestamps. So if there's just an anime you really want to know my opinion about in this, you can go to it and not have to wait through the whole thing. Um, but we'll see. So yeah, let's start off. Let's first start off with the bad, so we can get that out of the way. There were two animes this season that I just did not enjoy. Not saying they were bad, because they really weren't. They were good in all reality. Um, that was Sugakurai and Kado the Right Answer. Sugakurai, the reason I didn't like that one was because it was just so awkward. It was painfully awkward. And what I mean by that is, you know that couple that needs to be a couple, but they don't know how to couple? That's this anime. It's literally just these two people that they get together, but they're so socially awkward. They don't know how to actually couple. So I got about 5 episodes in. I just couldn't take it anymore. It hurt me to watch it. It hurt me. I had a friend I was on chat with while I was watching an episode, and it was just painful. He was like, "Stop watching it, then." So, yeah, that's why I don't like that one. Kado the Right Answer. It's not so much I didn't like it. It's just so slow paced. It is unbearably slow. It's one of those binge watch shows. You don't need to wait a week for it. Otherwise, you'll forget something and yeah. So I stopped that one after 5 episodes. And yeah. So if I ever do get back to watching it, I'll give y'all a full review of it. Um, so yeah, now that we got the bad out of the way, let's get the good in. I believe there is 11 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, 11 of them. So we're going to start with, if you don't know how I do my anime reviews, I usually watch dubbed. And that's just a preference. I'm not saying one's better than the other. And to prove that fact, I usually pick one subbed anime from Crunchyroll's seasonal listings. And this season I picked Eromanga Sensei. So let's start with that one. Eromanga Sensei is an anime about Masamune, and he's a light novel author. He has a illustrator by the name of Eromanga Sensei that he sends his stories to, and she draws pictures for them. If you don't know what a light novel is, it's kind of like if you take, say, a regular book and a manga and bash them together. There you go. Light novel in a nutshell. So she draws them, and she's very good at erotic stuff. So, thus, Eromanga Sensei. Break it down. Um, so, turns out though that Eromanga Sensei is Masumune's stepsister, Sagiri, and finds that out through an interesting circumstance. And just a heads up, by the way, I meant to say this at the beginning, there will be spoilers for these animes, so if you're afraid of not knowing everything, I'm not going to give away endings, but I have to give away some points just to be your review. So yeah, be aware of that. So yeah, finds that out through Eromanga. Sensei was having a live stream and she forgot to turn the camera off when she was done, and she began to undress. Well, he noticed in the background the lunch that he made for Sagiri, and that spurred him to be like, oh, gotta protect little sis from showing her goods to everybody. And boom, Eromanga Sensei. Um, it is a harem anime in the fact that he does have several girls that are enamored with him, including his stepsister. Um, so you have Sagiri, you have um, Megami, who is a classmate of Sagiri. Well, classmate, she doesn't go to school, but she's in the same grade. Things. She picks at Masamune and they have flirty moments, and it's kind of funny and cute. But you have Elf, who is very enamored with Masamune, and they're the couple I want to see together in the show. Then you have Muramasa, and she idolizes him because Elf, Muramasa, and Masamune are all light novel authors. Muramasa is very successful, Elf is kind of mid-tier successful, and Masamune is kind of low-tier successful. Um, but it's a very lighthearted slice of life comedy, and it's very easy to just sit down and watch it and have a good laugh. And the art style is very clean and very, it's not distracting, it's very beautiful looking. The opening and ending themes are fantastic. I actually found their full versions and they're on my playlist to listen to when I'm driving back and forth to work because I get terrible radio signal when I'm going to work. um, Next is Love Tyrant. Love Tyrant is rom-com in its essence. By the way, these are in no order as to which ones I prefer. I'm just doing these in the order that I wrote them down. At the end, I will put them in a top 3 or top 5, my favorites. But anyway, Love Tyrant, though, think of Death Note. Very popular anime, everybody knows it. Movies coming out. Um, think of that, except instead of writing their name in a death note, you have somebody that writes their name in a love note. And when you do that, they instantly fall in love with whoever name you put beside their name. That's the basic concept of the show. You have Guri, who is a Cupid, and she accidentally writes down Seiji, Ano's name. And she comes to him and is like, well, if I don't write somebody's name beside you, you will die. That's the consequence of that. And so she's like, to help you out, I figured I would let you choose who I put beside you. Don't want to force you to love somebody you don't want to love. So he takes her to his school and points out Akane, who is like the school beauty. Everybody in school is in love with her and whatnot. And so Guri writes her name in there, but then she decides to have fun because Seiji at one point kissed Guri thinking that's how you fixed it. And Guri decides that she wants to have in on the fun too, so she writes her name beside their two names, thus having a 3-person harem. And eventually a lot of other people get in there. Akane's half-sister Yuzu gets in there, and it's just craziness. And I feel like the spring anime season was like the season of incestuous innuendos. Because Aqua, who is Seiji's sister, also is in love with him. Kind of. It's that weird brother-sister thing of you know, no man will ever live up to him, but she doesn't want to admit that to him because that would make her seem weak. It's weird. You'd have to watch it to understand what I'm saying. Um, and also, you learn that Guri is actually the daughter of God, or Kami in this instance, and her mother is a demon, and Mao, who is Satan in this universe, was in love with. There's a bunch of stuff going on. It's a very engrossing show that you did not expect to be engrossing. I did not expect to enjoy it as much as I did. This was one of those animes I waited every week for the new episode. As soon as it posted, I watched it. So that's good. Really good one to look out for. Next, we have this is a long title. WorldEnd, what are you doing at the end of the world? Are you busy? Will you save us? This one was another one that when I saw the concept, I was like, it's gonna be okay. I was wrong. It's fantastic. Um, the whole concept of the show, really? Motorcycle? Okay. You're still out there? There we go. I don't know if y'all heard that, but that was loud in my house. So anyway, but the point of WorldEnd is humans have died out, and in place of humans, you have these half human, half animal creatures, and they have to live in floating islands in the sky because the surface world have been overtaken by these monsters. And the only people that can defeat these monsters are the leprechauns. The leprechauns are essentially all these little girls that can control a type of weapon called dug weapons. And yeah, and you follow Willem. Willem is the last known human. He was found encased in, I can't remember if it was ice or stone. Kind of reminds me of Avatar. But and he takes the job as being one of the protectors of these girls. You have him, he is a representative of the military and the guild that runs the other half of the world, essentially. Their representative is Niglotho. That was hard to pronounce, but I know I pronounced that one right because I loved that show and they said it a lot. And the main leprechaun that you follow is Cathali. And Cathali is one of the older leprechauns. The leprechauns themselves only have a lifespan of about 20 years. So she was 15, I want to say. And Willem and her kind of had this love interest thing going there, which at first I found creepy, but then I was like, well, if you consider the fact that a leprechaun's lifespan is only 20 years, what exactly is wrong or right in that? I don't know. Make your own judgments on that. Um, so it's full of battle scenes. If you like a good battle heavy but story driven and heartwarming anime at the same time, this is the anime for you. I recommended it to a bunch of my friends. One of them messaged me and said, "Wow, this is really depressing." And it is. You will be sad a lot, but you will be happy a lot too. So I highly recommend it. The music is very well chosen for the scenes. The first episode had a different opening than the rest of the show, and then they brought it back in the last episode, and it just ripped my heart out and threw it at me. It was so heartwarming. The animation is vibrant colors that really pierce through all the different earth tones that are also everywhere. You have, you know, all the leprechauns have, you know, bright colored hair, anime hair, you know, and the color contrast really brings out the things that need to be brought out. and I just think they did very, very good job in doing that. Next is probably the one that will steal your heart more than anyone on this list, and that is Alice and Zouroku. Alice and Zouroku is a story of, you have Zouroku, who is a elderly gentleman who is raising his granddaughter. Let me make sure I say this. Sanae. Yeah, Sanae. And, well, behind the scenes of society, the government is hiding the fact that there are people called the Dreams of Alice. And the Dreams of Alice are people that can control portals into Wonderland. And Wonderland is this place that was created out of nowhere. And your main character, Sana, is a girl that was born out of Wonderland. She just appeared there. And she has the most power out of any of the Dreams of Alice in the fact that she has no limit to her power. To whereas others have limits of they can only do certain things with their power. The only problem is Sana is very young and immature. She doesn't really know how to properly use her powers. But she escapes from the facility that they were holding the Dreams of Alice in, and she finds Zouroku, and he takes her in, and it's just a heartwarming tale of this girl that isn't human, and he finds out she isn't human, and he doesn't care regardless. He's a very gruff, rough around the edges old man. Like, he is that classic bitter old man, and doesn't matter. He loves her as he would any, as he would his own granddaughter. And it's another show that I can't fully explain it. You have to watch it. There is no proper way for me to tell you what makes this anime great without you just having to see it yourself. Everything about it. And when I heard the concept to begin with, I knew it was going to be good. A lot of the people I bounce anime back and forth with, they were like, well, it should be okay, but I don't think it's going to be great. No, no, no. I knew it was going to be great because just the way the cover picture betrayed the relationship between Sana and Zouroku, it was just going to be great. And the voice acting for this was phenomenal. They got the same voice actress that voiced Toru from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid to voice Sana, and I didn't think it would match it as fantastically as it did. That voice just matched that character perfectly. Zouroku's voice actor fit his personality perfectly. Everything about the voice acting was great. The art style was it was darker than most art styles, and that brought life into it. I know that sounds weird because usually when you think bringing life into something, you think vibrant. No, this was it was darker, but it made what you expected it to be. It really brought out the life of the anime. Each episode was so phenomenal in building characters, in building the relationships between these characters that why would they be a family? It doesn't leave that as a mystery. It shows you the entire way. So that's what I enjoyed about that one. Next, like I've got a lot. So I'm giving you base readings, and if you want to hear more, I'd be more than happy to talk to you about this stuff for days. So next we have the Akashic Records of a Bastard Magical Instructor. This was another one that I just knew was going to be good. And I was right. According to a lot of people that I've seen, they put this at the top of the list of good animes for this season. Oh, sorry, it's a bit chilly in my house. And this one is about, you have a magical instructor substitute called Glenn Radar, and he is literally just a good-for-nothing, would gladly spend his time just lounging around the house doing nothing. if he had the choice. And well, he's convinced to come and teach at the most prestigious magical academy in the world. Well, while he's there, he meets two students, Sistine and Rumia, and they bring out the better of him because and like I said, spoiler alert, Glenn originally was a military mage before he realized that his dream of wanting to be a mage of justice just wasn't plausible. There wasn't this such thing. And he kind of gave up hope in humanity at that point, and that's when he went reclusive. And it wasn't until the person that funded his reclusiveness made him go be a teacher that, these two girls, and also another one that you meet later called Riel, they just bring life back into him. They give him purpose again. And it's literally Harry Potter with waifus. It's the best way I can describe it. It has good action, good story building, good music, good animation, all around just a very good one to check out. If there was any, this is one of those that anybody can pick up and enjoy. You don't have to be an experienced anime watcher to enjoy this one. This is definitely for beginners if you've never been into anime. Next we have Clockwork Planet. This one is about society screwed up, as we tend to do, and the world itself became ruined. So a man decided to strip the inside of the planet, take all the minerals that he found there, and make the world anew. And made it all out of clockwork, all out of gears and whatnot. And 100 years pass, and that's where we pick up. And we follow Naoto, and he finds a clockwork automaton called Ryuzu. And Ryuzu, she's been in slumber for forever. Nobody's been able to fix her, but he instantly can because he has the ability to just listen to clockwork and find what's wrong and fix it instantly. Even though he's a garbage clocksmith, he can't fix a clock to save his life. He knows what's wrong, but he can never fix it. But he fixes her. And when she wakes up, she instantly says, "Well, you fixed me. You're my new master." So there you go. Then you meet Marie and Halter. They are Meister clocksmiths. Well, she is, and he is her automaton bodyguard. And all of them get together. They eventually find Ryuzu's sister, Anchor, and they all get together, and there's a conspiracy to destroy part of Japan, and they fight together to stop it. So, yeah, that's that in a nutshell. Really good one. It's very steampunk-esque. Everything's clockwork. I mean, everything is clockwork. So if you're into steampunk, you'll really enjoy this. Next is the Silver Guardian, which this season brought us two short episode animes, this being the first one we're going to discuss. The Silver Guardian is a Chinese-Japanese collaboration of anime. It was like 12-minute long episodes of, essentially, you have Soigen. Soigen is a gamer who he works about 7 part-time jobs just to fund his gaming habits. And, well, he meets a girl online called Ren, or Ray. Yeah, Ray. And they fall in love online, but eventually discovers that the girl that he's fallen in love with online actually goes to school with him, and she's the most popular girl in class. She's the daughter of the creator of the game they play. So he's like, well, she's out of my league. Well, it turns out she's actually his aunt. What you gonna do? And eventually, the creator dies, but before he dies, he creates a new MMORPG that he tells Soigen you know, it's your job to protect Rey now. She's not biologically your aunt, so there you go. And Rey gets kidnapped in game, well, out of game, in game at the same time. It's confusing, but like you do. So it's essentially just, you know, what if a gamer got an actual girlfriend? The anime. But it's very well animated. There were some parts that I thought could have done with a little more budget, but overall it wasn't distracting enough to really take away from it. Next we have the Seven Mortal Sins, which is the only one that I have not finished because for some reason the final episode is unviewable on Funimation now. But I have enough to really tell you what's going on. Essentially, when Lucifer was cast out of heaven for the sin of pride, she was cast into hell and she became a demon lord, the demon lord of pride. And before doing that, though, she crashed to Earth first, stole, met a girl, told her that she would be back for the girl, and then she crashed down. The girl was named Maria, Maria. And when Lucifer got to hell, she met Leviathan, which is the demon lord of envy. And, well, she and Lucifer go to the, I guess, epicenter of everything. Sorry. That's okay. Goes to the epicenter of everything and try to take over the kingdom of hell. And that would involve defeating all the other demon lords. Those include Belial, the Vanity, Satan, Wrath, Belphegor, Sloth, Mammon, Greed, Beelzebub, Gluttony, Asmodeus, Lust, and Astaroth, Melancholy. And there you go. That's pretty much Seven Mortal Sins. Is Lucifer trying to become the leader of hell? Boom. Next, we have Kenka, Bancho, Otome, Girl Beats Boy. And this one is the other short one. This was 7-minute long episode short. Like, you could watch this in a day easy. Like, easy in a day. And this one is about... let's see if I can get all these names correct here. Onigashima, which is the brother of the leader of the Yakuza at the time, is a weakling. He's sick all the time, he can't fight worth a flip, but he is being forced to go to a high school filled with thugs, and the way this high school works is the strongest become the leader. So, he finds out that he has a twin sister, and turns out she's a martial arts master. So, he finds her and tells her, hey, can you disguise yourself as a boy and go to this school in my stead, and I'll disguise myself as a girl and go to your school in your stead. And there you go. The girl's name is Hinako, and she goes to the school and instantly becomes the leader of the first years, like within episode 3, so within 20 minutes. She becomes the leader of the first years by defeating Totomaru and Kanparu. So once she has those two at her back as her lieutenants, she then takes over the second years, and by the end of the anime, the only thing left between her and ruling the school is her older brother. And he's fooled. He thinks that she is who she claims to be. And it's a very interesting show. The concept was new, and I enjoyed it. The episode length made it easy to just watch it easy. Alright, so next we have Royal Tutor. This was another one that came out of left field, and I did not expect to enjoy it, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. And it's about Heine. Professor Heine is hired as the royal tutor for the von Glonsreich royal family. to tutor the, let's see, was it four? Three. Yeah, the three younger children of the king. And you had Kai, who was this stoic, resting, bee-face, always looked angry person, but had a heart of gold and loved soft things. Next, you had Bruno. That is four. I could not grasp that for some reason. Next, you had Bruno, who was the intelligent, highly motivated to really lead the brothers. He was highly intelligent. At first, he hated Heine because he didn't have a proper college education, but Heine proved that he was smarter than anybody else in the world, even though he never went to college. Next, you had Leo, or Leonhard, and he was essentially the bratty middle child. That's Leo. Um, Very fantastic at sports, bad at studies, though. Anytime he faced something he didn't like, he just ran away from it. And finally, I had Licht, and he was the younger brother, the womanizer, the, you know, footloose, fancy-free on the surface, but deep down he really did care about things. And the whole point is Heine had to teach these boys how to be a king. And through that, you really learn about what makes a person a good person, what makes humanity what it is. It very goes into what makes us people, and just does a great job. And I highly recommend this if you enjoy just story-driven anime, because this is a purely story-driven anime. Next, you have Tsugumomo, which was about, in the theory of, in Japanese culture and mythology, an item that is cared for enough will be granted sentience and a human form. And through that, they will you can use them as a weapon to help defeat demons. Well, Kazuya Kagami, he inherits his mother's omi, which is the sash that goes around a kimono. And turns out it's a Tsugumomo that she used to fight demons with as a malison cleanser. And when he inherits it, she becomes his weapon. Well, she's a sassy one. Her name is Kiriha, and Kiriha is the spirit of the Omi, and eventually, had to remember the goddess's name. The local goddess Kukuri, yeah, going with that Kukuri, makes him their malison cleanser by fighting him and proving that he is strong enough to defeat demons with. And it's a really fun show. It's just fun for the sake of fun. If you enjoyed shows like Kaze no Stigma or pretty much any demon hunting show, you'll enjoy this. It's just lighthearted and fun. And so yeah, that's the anime for this season. Overall, I really enjoyed this season. If I had to pick a top 5, I would probably put Alice and Zouroku at number 1 for my season. Just because, like I said, it is so phenomenal. Watch it, please. If you watch no other anime on this list, watch this one. Next, you have, I'll probably say, Akashic Records of a Bastard Magical Instructor. It was just a fun show to watch. I just thoroughly enjoyed every single episode. Next would probably be WorldEnd, just because it was very heartwarming. Then probably, let's see, I said 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd probably put as Royal Tutor, just because it was another anime I just could not wait for the next episode. And 5, I would probably put Love Tyrant. fight between Love Tyrant and Eromanga because they're both just very fun shows. But Love Tyrant would probably be my 5th choice. There was one other anime that aired this season, but it's airing through 2 different seasons, so I'm planning on putting it on my summer roundup, and that is Sakura Quest. So that's all for me today. Like I said, this is probably a long video. I have no idea how long we're at, but well, we're here. So thank you for watching, and if you stuck through the whole thing, you're awesome. So love all of you guys, and I will see you in the next episode.